Hey guys, so today we're going to go over the top 5 best weapons in Cold War Zombies, in my opinion. So basically, I'm making this video because I get asked all the time, what do you think is the best weapon in Cold War? And also because there's new weapons that were added in Season 2, and there's guns that have been nerfed, there's guns that have been patched. So I'm going to give you guys an up-to-date top 5 best weapons in Season 2. Also, I'm going to be ranking this based off how good they are for the Easter egg run, for Outbreak, and for high rounds. So, first of all, let's get into it. I made like a little list here of the top 5. So, number 5 is the Farah 83. So, this is a new weapon, obviously. I'm going to show the weapon class as I talk over it. So, this thing is insane. Now, I did get to round 100 with it. And basically, to sum it up, I'm just going to be honest. It's just a good all-round weapon. It's just got good damage, good fire rate, good accuracy, good amount of ammo in each magazine. Like, just everything about it is just good. And so it makes the gun great, if that makes sense. Um, it's alright in Outbreak, and it's alright for Easter eggs. So that's why it's at number 5. You know, it's good, but there are definitely better weapons. So let's move on to number 4, and that is the M16. So let's go over the class setup as well. So the M16 is pretty much the same as the Farah 83, except it just basically has a higher damage output, it kind of feels like. Seems that it's got everything the same as the Farah, except it's a burst weapon, a 3 burst. Um, and so I think it just has more damage than the Farah 83. Let's just say that. It did get nerfed, and it used to be one of the best guns, but now I think it sits at 4. It's really good for Easter egg runs, surprisingly. I think some people have actually broke world records for speed runs with the M16. And it's good in for high rounds, and it's pretty decent in Outbreak. So let's just move on to the third one, which is the Gaga. Wow, why did I say that like that? Which is the Gallo SA-12. Wow, that was a weird stutter. So the Gallo SA-12 is this used to be the king of Cold War, as you guys know, and it still is the king for Easter egg speedruns. It's the best weapon to go for speedruns for the Easter egg with, and it's good for high rounds and it's good for Outbreak, but it's just not as good as these two next weapons. So basically, the Gallo did get a nerf, by the way. So before the nerf, it was way too overpowered. It was actually insane. I remember getting it Plague Diamond before it got nerfed, and it was the easiest gun ever at that time. Okay, so let's move on to number 2, which is the Street Sweeper. So after the Street Sweeper buff, which was literally like a month or 2 months ago nearly, it just didn't get any like recognition, but it's probably the best weapon other than any wonder weapon to go for high rounds. It's really good in Outbreak, probably the second best weapon to use in Outbreak, I would say. But it's not good for Easter egg runs. It's not good just based on how long it is to reload. But I still think those other things outweigh the Gallo. Because really Easter egg speed runs, like, it's cool and all, but that's only one category out of the 3 that we're measuring them in. And so number 1, you guys could probably all guess it, but I don't know, maybe you couldn't. The Haya. So this thing is by far the best in Outbreak, like by far the best in Outbreak. It is good for high rounds. It's one shot kill forever, and for speedruns, it's okay, except for the fact that it is slow to reload, but it's still not too bad. Sorry, not slow to reload. It's slow. The fire rate's slow because of the pump action. But it's still a very good gun, to be quite honest, for speedruns. So, yeah, I think the Hay is honestly the best. And now for the list, if we include wonder weapons, it's basically just going to be 5, 4, 3, and then the Ray K at 2, and then the Ray Gun at 1. I'm not even going to include the die. The die sucks from D Machina, that wonder weapon. It's just not good compared to the Ray K and the Ray Gun. Basically, I'd say the Ray Gun's better because it's better for Easter eggs, let's just say that first. And it's better for high rounds because the rounds go fast. So basically, if you're doing a high round run, the most important thing is the speed, because you don't want to sit there for 40 hours going for a high round, you know what I mean? You'd rather do it in 20 hours or whatever. So the Ray K is just slower to get through rounds just by the mechanic of the gun itself. But it's safer. It is definitely safer than the ray gun, but I would much value pace of going for high rounds. And it's also better for Easter eggs, in my opinion, and it's better for Outbreak. So I think ray gun takes the #1 spot out of Cold War entirely, but the Haya is #1 in terms of the weapons. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully it did help you guys out who were asking me all the time about what's your favorite weapon, because my favorite weapon kept changing, and so I just kind of went through and I really thought about it, used the 3 different categories. And another question I always get asked, what is the easiest? People want to get Plague Diamond, but they don't want to go for Dark Aether, so they just want to do a couple weapons. So I keep getting asked what's the easiest guns to get Plague Diamond, and I'd say the shotguns and the pistols, because there's only 2 shotguns and there's only 3 pistols, and you only have to get them to level 30. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully my views aren't too different to your guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Maybe 36 seconds. Yeah, dude, this thing is insane. This thing is actually insane. We had 30 seconds left as well. Let's go.